Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be, as the darkness fades, the fog lifts. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the darkness that I'm referring to is the narcissistic relationship. As that relationship dwindles and is put in your rear view mirror each and every day by doing the heavy lifting and the work, which I'll jump into in this video, that's when the fog lifts. So what happens there, a little windy, what happens there is post-narcissistic relationship, you have so many things to process. You have to process, first of all, was that a narcissistic individual I was in a relationship with? Can I heal from this? Was it my fault? Was I manipulated? Was I taken advantage of? Why did I give so much of my resources to this relationship? These questions and so many more will cross your mind. And I can assure you, when the darkness fades away, the fog lifts. What that means is the fog is the narcissistic fog. That is where you were captured. That is where you were existing for the length of the relationship, for most of it. Specifically, if you entered the relationship, let's say in a romantic setting, during that love bomb / euphoric stage, remember, the relationship moved at light speed because it almost felt too good to be true. Why? Because it was too good to be true. It was an individual manipulating you, shape-shifting, if you will, having you believe that they were the person, the yin to your yang, the person that would complete you, the person who cared about you. None of these things were the truth. The truth of the matter is the individual, whoever you're thinking about, they were a parasite. They were a person who wanted to take advantage of you and your kind, loving individuality. They wanted to steal your empathy, your time, your love, your money, your effort, your social circle. They wanted to steal your soul. Now, I don't say that lightly. I am telling you right now, these narcissistic relationships are on an energetic and spiritual level that unless you have experienced one, you can't wrap your head around it. You just think something scary is when you go to see a horror movie. Well, that is fiction. It's not real. This is your life. This is real. And the relationship that you are exiting and or you have exited, it tried its best to take you down for the count. It didn't succeed. It failed. It failed miserably. Just like each and every narcissistic relationship implodes, the narcissists themselves are a monumental failure. This video isn't about to pick upon and or judge individuals. It's to let you know that when you entered this relationship with an individual who turned out to be a narcissist, you were not being told the truth. They never gave you that 2-page report and said, hey, check this out. This is who I am. It's what I will do to you. Do you want to proceed with the relationship? Had they done that, and they were forthright and genuine and honest, of which they can never be any of those three things, but if they were, you would have run for the hills. You would have said thank you, but no thank you. There are 8 billion people on the planet. I can certainly enter a different relationship without an individual who's going to try to take everything from me, including my soul and my energy, my social circle, my own kids, everything. But getting back on track, as the darkness fades, the fog lifts. It really will lift in time. It really does lift in time. And many people that I work with in one-on-one sessions, and many people in the community who have experienced the toxicity of the narcissistic relationship, they have shared their insight and their wisdom with the community and with the channel and let people know that, in fact, they too have beaten the narcissistic relationship. They were almost taken down for the count, but they didn't quit. They kept on fighting another minute, another hour, another day, another week, another month, another year. And they're fighting each and every day right now. You may say, well, how is that possible? Well, I'll tell you how. Because this is now a superpower. You can't unsee what you've seen. You've now gone through the narcissistic abusive cycle and you've come out on the other end. You have risen through the ashes like a phoenix. You are now in the third version of yourself, the strongest, most galvanized version of you ever thought possible. And now, because this is now a superpower, meaning you've beaten the relationship, you've overcome it, you've practiced radical acceptance, and you've healed wounds, including childhood wounds, and how you stayed in the relationship so long, and why you kept on giving to a fault, and why perhaps you were a people pleaser, and why this person, i.e. the narcissist, just kept taking and taking and taking, not even considering your health, your status, your money, your circumstances whatsoever. When you do that, now you see the world through a different set of eyes. The set of eyes you see the world through now is a very high vibrational set. It means you've been challenged to your core. Example, let's say you went to work. when you were in the relationship or post-relationship, or even tomorrow. When you go to work, what are you doing? Well, you're focusing on your job and you're trying to do the best you can and perform at a high level. But in the back of your mind, let's say when you were in the relationship or post-relationship, you would still be going to work, but what would you be doing? You would be processing that relationship. And this was even when you didn't even know what narcissism was. See, you were battling something, you were in competition with something, you were in a relationship that did not serve you, but you didn't know what it was. You couldn't identify that it was a toxic narcissistic relationship. Now that you've identified that and you've healed, moving forward through life, you can identify rather quickly if someone has your best interest at heart, or if they are just wearing a mask, or if they're trying to manipulate you, or if they actually care about you, or if they have your best interest at heart, or if they don't, or if their actions match up with their words. That's a huge tip-off for you. Also, what you're doing is you're paying attention to your instincts and your intuition, and you are not ignoring red flags. Those are 3 things you didn't do when you were in the relationship. Your intuition was screaming, your instincts were kicking, and you ignored every red flag possible under the sun because you thought that you found the love of your life. You thought that you found a great, healthy relationship to be a part of. Again, the narcissist looked at you as an opportunity. They looked at your empathy as a weakness. They looked at your love as a weakness. They looked at you giving to a fault as a massive weakness. And each and every time, what would they do? They would push your buttons more and more and more. And again, in a 30-day period of any given month when you were in the relationship, maybe you got a couple days of fake affection, fake humanity, fake adoration, fake love, fake kindness. But at the end of the day, when you went to bed at night, what would happen? I'll tell you what would happen. Narcissist, again, would be on one of their 3 smartphones, looking for what or whom? That's right, your replacement. No matter what country that person was in, the narcissist, remember, they can never be satiated with one source of supply. Now again, you are not supply. You're a beautiful, bright, shining light. Your power reaches the stars, and the narcissist saw this. Keep in mind the illustration I'm going to share with you. The narcissist and you had a toxic relationship that you did not know you were a part of, meaning you thought you entered a healthy or stable relationship. You didn't. The narcissist saw your beautiful, bright light, way high, your high vibrational level, and they wanted to claim that for themselves and change their energy with your energy so you would stay down in the quagmire, the low vibrational state where they exist. And again, the narcissist did a spectacular job with that. They managed to steal your energy and all of your assets and resources away from you. And what happened when they discarded you? Well, they crumbled you up like a sheet of paper and threw you away on the freeway, and they left you to fend for yourself. They left you isolated. They left you by yourself. They left you with no social status or no network in place. Flying monkeys were everywhere, and the smear campaign was well underway. And they did not think that you would make it. I can promise you they didn't, but yet here you are. And now what happened? Your energy returned over time. The darkness left you, the fog lifted, and you began to see things clearer. You began to see your value. You began to see your worth. You began to see the possibilities of the future of your beautiful, bright light. You began to see that, yes, in fact, you did have to go through that relationship to get to where you are in time. Now, many people don't subscribe to the notion that there is no such thing as a coincidence on the planet. They believe that there are coincidences. I don't at all. I believe that you were absolutely 100% meant to get entangled in that narcissistic relationship. There was no other way around it. You had to go through it to find yourself. Remember that. Many times we, the people on the channel and in the community, we have to lose ourselves to find ourselves. And when we find ourselves, we stop and pause and in wonderment say to ourselves, how did I not know this the whole time? I will tell you how you didn't know it the whole time. Because to find yourself, you absolutely had to lose yourself in that toxic narcissistic relationship. Now, not everybody enters a narcissistic relationship, but you did. That's why you're on the channel. And you're healing, and or you are well on the healing path, headed to the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, when you don't care about the narcissist or any of the flying monkeys or people from that time period. You simply say, you did a great job. You almost took me down for the count. You failed miserably. Just stay away from me. Just stay away from me. That is a powerful thing, because think about this. If you were in a stable or healthier relationship and it ended, you're not going to give that relationship a second thought after a couple weeks, maybe a month. In other words, let's say it was a romantic relationship that was a healthy or stable one. When that comes to an end, you're most likely going to talk about it. You're going to sit down, have a cup of coffee, maybe sign the divorce papers and go your own ways, or whatever you're going to do. Will it hurt? Absolutely. Is it going to hurt forever? No chance. But that's a healthy and or stable relationship. And sometimes people stay friends with their exes, meaning healthy or stable people. I'm not talking about the narcissist. But when you are in a toxic narcissistic relationship, there's no such thing. There's no cup of coffee. There's no sitting down and talking about things. It ends with a thud, a crash, a bang. It ends with you crumbled up and thrown away. It ends with a discard. It ends with no closure. It ends with you isolated all by yourself, perhaps even in your house, where you did everything under the sun possible to live a peaceful and healthy and stable life. But of course, that was impossible because you were with a narcissist. You were with somebody who loves drama, chaos, and manipulation, and they don't care about love, empathy, or growth. They care about the darkness, the low vibrational state where they are, and having you live in or exist there while they stole your energy. Understand all the messages I'm sharing in this video. So the fog will, when it lifts, what happens there is, that's the narcissistic fog. That's when things begin to open up for you. Doors open up for you. Your hobbies return, your health returns, your new friendship network returns. In other words, you build new relationships, friendships. Perhaps you even fall in love again. Maybe you relocate around the globe somewhere. Maybe start a business. Maybe you take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book. But you get out and you begin to experience life again, because no longer, A, are you isolated by the narcissist, or B, self-isolating from the narcissist. You see, those two things are pivotal, because at the ending of each narcissistic relationship, whether you were discarded or not, there are a couple things you have to process. The isolation that you experienced throughout the relationship, and if the narcissist did discard you, I can assure you they isolated you that way. And then after that, when you're healing, I'm saying not when you're healed, but when you're healing on the healing path, many times you want to self-isolate. That's why post-narcissistic relationship, many times it's a challenge just to get out of your house and go buy peanut butter, or go to the store and buy anything, a loaf of bread, or put gas in your car, because you don't want to see people. Why don't you want to see people? I'll tell you why. Smear campaign number 1, processing relationships number 2, narcissism number 3, and number 4, you don't even know who you can trust anymore. That's why you become timid, quiet, shy, and you're self-isolating. That's for a whole different video series. What I'm sharing with you on this video, before I close it out, is to let you know that as the darkness lifts, so does the fog. And this is a reality, because the darkness is encompassed by the narcissist. That's where they exist. The beautiful bright light is within you, and that's what they saw. That's why these relationships are like a moth to a flame. You're the flame, the beautiful bright light, and the narcissist is the moth. That's exactly how they work. And again, when the relationship ended, the narcissist never in a million years thought you would figure them out. There's no way they thought you would put yourself back together. There's no way they expected you to be on the planet any longer than, let's say, a little bit after the relationship ended, because they know what they did with you. They transferred their toxic, narcissistic, deep, dark energy into you. They injected it in you, if you will, and they left you alone to sit there and stew, isolated, becoming an extension of them, not knowing what's going on, not figuring out that, in fact, you were in a narcissistic relationship. And what did the narcissist do? They just went on to the new supply, who was being groomed in front of you or behind your back. But the narcissist's new supply, there were not only one, there were probably multiple. And perhaps even by now, the narcissist is married for the 3rd or 4th time. But what happens with the narcissist post-relationship? I'll tell you what happens. They don't heal because there's nothing to heal from. They don't grow because they don't know how to grow. What they do is they go on to other unsuspecting individuals or recycled relationships, and they steal from those people. And some of those people that they are recycling, A, are narcissistic themselves, or B, they just haven't broken the trauma bond yet, or they haven't been strong enough to get that needle in a haystack and understand that this individual is a narcissist. What did you do post-narcissistic relationship? I'll tell you what you did. You slowed your life down. You lost friends. You lost family members. You lost your health to a period of time. For a period of time, you probably maybe even lost your job, status. Flying monkeys were everywhere. But what did you do? You had to put yourself back together. You had to pick yourself up and dust yourself off by the bootstraps. You did something that most people on this planet, A, never get the opportunity to do, but B, actually accomplish it. And that's why you're on the channel. That's why you've made it this far in the video. And that is exactly why I create videos each and every day, to let you know that I did just this. If I did it, you can do it. Believe me when I tell you. Play this video, play it a few times. Get the wisdom, apply the messages, and understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. The narcissist, all they have done is they've aged. They've manipulated other people. They've probably done nothing but fine-tune their manipulating skills to other unsuspecting individuals or recycled people like I shared. What you're doing is you're healing, you're learning, you're growing, you're teaching if you can. You're becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and you are beginning to live your best life, or you already are living your best life. You are looking at that relationship as something that you had to experience. You had to go through it. You didn't want to go through it because you were told one thing and the relationship turned out to be something else. But yet here you are, processing things, slowing your life down, getting the wisdom and applying it. This is vital. It's called the healing path. You are on it. Take action. If not now, when? So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. Remember, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you. I love you all, and continue to move forward each and every day. Continue to make a positive change in your life. And if no one's told you recently that they love you or that you are amazing and beautiful, I am telling you that right now. I'm sending you a huge virtual hug from where I am to wherever you are located on this planet. Whether you're going to bed right now, you're waking up right now, you're having a coffee, you're on a train, a plane, an automobile, going to work, you're vacationing on the beach somewhere, or you're going for a beautiful walking meditation. No matter where you are, I'm telling you, you are loved, you are abundant, and you are beautiful. Continue to believe in yourself. I believe in you more than you'll ever know. And if I can break the trauma bond and break the narcissistic abusive cycle by myself during a pandemic, left for dead, believe me when I tell you, you can do it wherever you are. You have to want to do it. You have to focus on it yourself, and you have to apply the tools that I'm sharing with you. Last thing before I go, remember guys, the healing path is not linear. It will take you very high and it will take you oh so low. The idea is to stay stoic, calm, patient, focused, determined, driven, and resilient. And in time, in your time, you will heal. Understand the message. Guys, again, I love you all. God bless you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I hope you like the background. I liked it. I loved it. Bye.